So in this week's Naruto Shippuden, we watch nothing happen. That's right, Corey. We get Rock Lee's backstory, and I pretty much forgot all about it. You know, it's not like he had his own spin-off story, so I'm glad we got that again. And then we also have the new character that's a Taijutsu expert, Shira, and we get his backstory, and it's like it's the same thing as Rock Lee. So I'm glad they're both in the same episode, Corey. It was just, whoa, mind blown. And then that blocky animation, just what I was hoping for. What about you, Corey?
Your extreme cynicism about this episode is understandable. This week's episode of Naruto Shippuden was pretty disappointing, especially because last week's episode was really exciting with the introduction of all the new characters, fighting in the desert, Hidden Sand Ninja were awesome, and it all came to a screeching halt in this week's episode, which frankly did pretty much nothing for me. I mean, the most interesting thing about this week's episode was the Shira backstory, which is nigh identical to Rock Lee's. I do like the fact that they get a little bit into the fact that the previous Kazekage would not allow Shira to become a ninja because he couldn't learn ninjutsu or genjutsu. And this actually just reinforces the fact why Shira himself respects Gaara so much, because he changed these rules after he seen him destroy this massive rock by punching it over and over and over.
And that's just like Rock Lee kicking the log, you know? They kick the rock, they kick the log.
It's basically the same thing. The worst thing about this week's episode is the middle portion where they go through all of Rock Lee's backstory, where he's running through the desert and getting ready to fight all against those ninja at once, which doesn't really go anywhere. You'd think maybe the action would pick up a little, but no. But the thing is, when they were going through all that backstory and everything, I couldn't help but think, like, do we need to know this? I mean, you already brought up the fact that he already had a spin-off show alone. He's a very well-known Naruto character, but the fact of the matter is, the Naruto manga is done, and we are just about at the final arc of the series, and it's almost done. They do not need to hook in new viewers and let them know what Rock Lee is all about. The people who are watching Naruto at this point in time are the hardcore fans who know the characters like the back of their hand. And this week's episode, I think, was like a big slap in the face to them, but my least favorite thing about this week's episode was the animation, which was so stiff and blocky, and just when you compare it to last week's episode, it was piss poor. It just didn't do anything for me, and I'm really sorry that we're being negative about this week's episode.
We're not usually negative reviewers.
We're really not, but like, I gotta be honest, this one was just not a very good episode, and it's a shame because it was really picking up. And basically, it was just Rock Lee fighting against the other group of ninja, getting his ass handed to him in this big electrified tornado of death, and then Neji saved them.
They were spitting at him.
Yeah.
When he was in there.
Like, you remember the hilariously funny animation with Neji coming in and attacking? Like, it looked so bad! Like, they weren't even trying!
And then you see, like, the chains that Tenten has, but, like, there's, like, just links missing.
Yeah, like, there's certainly bad animation and artwork in this week's episode.
Okay, here's the one thing I did like. I really liked, they were like, how'd you get over that big chasm? And he's like, I have secret wings of perseverance. I thought that line was
That was funny, because that's just something that Rock Lee would say, and apparently he powered up with his gates and just jumped across. I don't like the fact that he questioned how Tenten did it, when in the previous episode we saw them pulling out a massive freaking ladder out of nowhere. She's like freaking Mary Poppins. She can pull out, save them in any situation, weapon, anytime. So, this week's episode, not very good. I really can only recommend it to the most hardcore of Naruto fans, ones who've read the entire manga series and have been following the anime version.
Look, you're going to watch this episode if you want to say you've watched them all, but not because you think you're going to enjoy it.
Like, this is one of those episodes, like, when it ever comes out on DVD, this is like immediate skip. Like, well, go to the next
They're going to mix it in to a big box set, so you're going to have to buy it, but damn. Anyway, I didn't really like it. I'm giving it a 1 out of 5.
I'm giving it a 2. There were still some elements of it I liked, but still this was just a pretty low-quality episode of Naruto Shippuden altogether.
Oh, was it the amazing animation, or was it the backstory that was unlike any other characters, Corey? Which one was it?
He really hated this one.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching our review. We will not always be this negative. Actually, we're almost never this negative.
But we gotta be truthful.
Gotta be honest. We didn't like it. So anyway, make sure and thumbs up the video. Thumbs up, not thumbs down. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We also have a Twitter and Facebook page. We also have an Amazon Associates link where you can go buy anything through Amazon with that link. It sends us a few bucks. Awesome way to support the channel. You don't have to do anything extra. And then we also have a PayPal donation button in the video description that you can also use. And we have started a podcast called The Powerful Nerdcast. Corey and I release one 1-hour episode every week on Tuesday or Monday. Monday, so check out that too. There'll be a link to that in the video description and at the end of this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Super Kami Guru 9000 out.
There's nothing goofy about this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden. There is only pain, there is only fire, and then nothing.